Another day, another shekel. Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. It is a new month, Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and get started. If you missed the video, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, or turn on notifications. We did a video last night recapping the options trading for the month and for the year, kind of back and forth within the year-to-date stuff, and the quarter, which is only really 1 month, July. We are now in the second month of the quarter. So again, if you do want to check out that video, it is on our channel. We'd love to have your comments, questions, or concerns on any of our videos. Here to help in any way we can. Let's go ahead and get started. Dow futures down about 105 points. NASDAQ down about 82, S&P 500 45.94, down about 0.43%, and the Russell's down about 0.57%. And the real culprit here today is the dollar. The dollar is up 0.53% at 102.39. The volatility index, the VIX, up 4.77% at 1428. 10-year Treasury yields back above 4% at 4.023. Good morning, Carlos. Let me see. I exited my NQ short 2 contracts last night, and then it dropped 7 points. The worst. Yeah, real quick, we'll go over the market action this morning, and I'm pretty sure you're not the only one that's really ready to pounce on any semblance of a drop, and really nothing has broken. So again, I wouldn't get too excited if you're a bear today, at all, actually, because we're still like 4 points away from 4,600. Remember, that was a big level too. And 4623 level line in the sand here in regards to S&P 500. That rejected. One of our futures members asked us, hey, above 4620, should we get into the long? That was my alert to go long. I said, you know what? We have ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m. So again, we're going to hold off. We still have some news. We have the JOLTS job openings. Keep in mind, we have unemployment claims on Thursday. We have non-farm payroll report on Friday. So a lot of stuff coming, and just not enough to really do much on the indices, as yesterday we just chopped 2. Crude oil, 81.22. I am long crude oil. Unfortunately, we did drop thanks to the dollar. So you can see futures trades. I'm in at 81.36. I'm down about 12 points at the moment. We were up 54 yesterday, but really nothing really changed. We got as high as 82. That was around 64 crude points on that. I'm still going to hold it. Again, the dollar is a little bit concerning, so I did tell everyone about that, but we didn't really break anything, so we're just chilling here. Forex alerts, I may have closed this too early, but again, I wanted everyone to take some profit. We had the dollar-yen swing trade. 142.54 was our entry. 143.30 is where we currently are at the moment. Post ISM manufacturing, we may have to go long again. 143.51 was my TP1. We're now 20 points away. So again, we did lock in 61 pips. I mean, we could have made what, another 15? I don't want to split hairs here. That would have been 76 points. So pips on dollar yen if we close right now. It's a great setup. It's a breakout. I mean, at least on the shorter term time frame, at least for the second half of July. 143.51, again, that's my expectation for TP1. 144.90 being TP2. That's our take profit. I put a little higher at 145, so not terrible. We break 143.50. We're probably going to have to target that 145 level, 144.90. And again, it's really just the dollar bouncing, as you can see here. Remember, I said that we were going to get a dead cat bounce on the dollar. Well, that's a hell of a dead cat, to be fair. That's only really 2% on the dollar, and you could see with the breakdown, we're just bouncing here. We're right at the 100-day moving average. We have the 50-day right above. Really, as long as we stay below the 200, that seems to be that resistance on the dollar really since December. So unless the dollar breaks above 104.03, I don't think there's much to be concerned about in terms of equities and the price action. It just seems to be going to be a little choppy. And why do I say that? Here is the seasonality for the S&P 500 in a pre-election year. We're in 2023. The election is next year, 2024. We're done with July. I know we had nice little pops here and there, so it's not one for one exactly. But again, expect a little volatility here in August. Couple of days, we'll get some ugly drops, but for the most part, towards the mid-month, we'll get a nice pop, retest apparently, and then we'll continue higher towards the second half of August. So we don't have any Fed meetings in August. We have Jackson Hole, we have CPI. So again, expect an early choppy month for August. So don't despair if you're not getting the trades that you want like we did in July. Just take your time. We'll see what we get. Again, if we were just going to get an ugly drop, I'd be setting up for puts, obviously. But this is just chop and continuance of what the expectation is for the whole year. And you can see it's been pretty solid in terms of the seasonality. January, February, March. May we got that little dip. June was a little choppy, but July was absolutely great, as you know. So we're going to keep that in mind as we're moving forward in terms of the S&P 500. So the first 2 weeks of August, don't expect too much. We already see the dollar popping. We see equities chopping. Best bet is to just wait for your opportunity. Act like a sniper. Wait for the good shot. Crude oil, 81.06. Keeping an eye on it. Again, we talked about that. Gasoline futures down about 0.37%. $2.88 per gallon. Again, that's the dollar. Gold, 1983. I know a lot of people think that, if the stock market's down, gold is going to be up. It doesn't work that way to the T, unless you have some really, really big fear out there. Some global war stuff, some really bad stuff happening. That's where gold gets piled in for safety. But when you have a higher dollar, at least short term, the gold's going to suffer. And with gold, what's your resistance, guys? It's going to be 2,000. That's your R right now. We did get a pop above it, but for right now, we're kind of just holding pat. And again, still some upside on gold. It's not like it's been tanking. Yes, ugly today, but still kind of chilling above that 20-week moving average. I mean, gold's not terrible, but again, it's a bet on the dollar, and I think equities are a better play for that. Silver futures down about 2.41% this morning. I always say silver is the high beta gold. Copper futures down 1.82%. Again, we want higher copper prices. Euro dollar down about 32 pips, 109.64. Dollar yen up 98 pips. We went over that together. We were long, we locked in 61 pips. Bitcoin futures, again, the dollar, 28,945. Guys, again, until we get 35,000 on Bitcoin, it's still a moot point. I mean, we'll keep an eye on it, but there's really not much to do on it. 1838 for Ethereum, same deal. We want 2,000, and that's really it. When we get there, yes, we'll have more of a conversation regarding it. Hello, Carlos. Good morning. Good morning, JJ. Better safe than sorry on UJ. 100% agree. Yes. NVIDIA break above 474 on the 4-hour chart. Buy some calls. Ooh, 474. I would say 475. Yeah, that sounds about right. You can see on the 1-hour chart, but I don't think we're going to get there anytime soon. I still expect us to chop around for a little bit, Joey. So I'll place an alert there for you. Let's do it at 475. If we break above, hey, we could target 485s to 490s. Again, they're going to be expensive. NVIDIA call options are expensive because of the stock price is all. Or a buy if we get to 460. Again, I'm on the 1-hour chart. I think 475 is your better bet. If you're on the 4-hour chart, it's pretty much the same deal, and it's great. It's a great setup. I mean, I can't say that there's anything bearish about NVIDIA right now, as we know, but it's really time. Like we talked about yesterday when we were recapping the options trading, was that time is the enemy. And again, we want to make sure not only to get it right, to be on time and get it right so we can profit from it. So we're getting a little bit of a bounce here on the indices. You can see NASDAQ bouncing a bit. Got into IWM yesterday. You could see that we did get the break. I had the 200 calls, 199.15. Pulled back, obviously, with the dollar. Nothing has really changed, team. So again, if you are holding these calls, I mean, nothing really to sweat right now. We do have a trend line here around 196. I would say 196 is probably your break point. Again, worst case, we get a retest. But guys, this is a beautiful setup. I mean, by the wicks, you can see the downward trend line and the breakout on the daily. Now, granted, we haven't opened yet. Really, the only downside probability is a retest of that trend line. We run out of time and chop around, or we fill this gap here at 190 from earlier in the month. So I think it looks great for a setup here. If we get a nice positive ISM manufacturing PMI, maybe a positive JOLTS number, we can see IWM push to 200. There was some great volume on that. Google just chopping around. Been having that since last week. Nothing we can do. Once we break 134, we're going to get to 135. So holding Alphabet strongly here. We did catch Roku And Palantir yesterday, if you guys remember the morning notes, we did talk about Roku, and what happened? Roku soared. Roku pushed right on Monday, right here first thing in the morning. We caught the 95 calls. If you still have a runner on Roku, it's in the money still. I think we got as high as 80%, so excellent job to the team. The only thing that worried me about Roku, and I wanted to get in as soon as possible. I saw the volume build on those 95s. Now the hundreds have a ton of contracts. So it looks like we may push a little higher to 100 on Roku. If you break 98.20, I guess the 100s, I have the 100s with Masterclass. Again, a pure gamble, pure gamble. I'm just going by volume and setup here. But we already took the 95s, and I think we get to 100 once we break to 98.20. So good setup. I mean, Roku, with like most high betas, getting short squeezed. Not much more to say, but we know where we're going in terms of Roku. Roku has a lot more upside. And guys, we have a gap at 269. I'm not saying that we're going to get there tomorrow, but hell, man, Palantir was the same way. Netflix was the same way. Metaverse was the same way. A lot of gaps to fill. We got a lot of making up to do if this is a new bull market. And speaking of bull market, let's see something rather quickly. Oppenheimer, not the movie, Oppenheimer, the investment bank, went ahead and raised their S&P 500 target to 4,900. That is new all-time highs. Doesn't sound so crazy now, does it? So again, that's only a 7% gain till the end of the year. Just saying, just saying. We still don't have the capitulation yet. People still don't believe what they see. When the bears are bleeding, that's when you know. We ain't there yet, so we still gotta wait. Let's see, Netflix looking for calls. I'll do Palantir after this. Netflix, we are flat on the name this morning, rather flat. I have an alert at 441.16. And the reason I do is because we have a nice gap to fill, guys. So if we break 441.16, we'll keep an eye on the, well, up to the 470 calls. We may have to buy some time on this one, maybe. But again, we still want to get above the 20-day, which is 441.16. Until we get there, we really can't do much. But that gap, earnings gap fill looms on Netflix. Palantir. Palantir we caught yesterday. If you guys remember, same boost as Roku. We caught it. We had the 20 calls. If you still have them, they're pretty close to the money. We were in the money this morning. But we'll see if we get this bounce off this 21-hour MA. And on Palantir on the daily, we still got another gap here at 23.96. We're going to keep hitting calls if we get the setups. And we're going to ride this train. I mean, we've been riding Palantir really since the whole year when it was around $8. This thing's at 19. And the ROI on Palantir playing calls has been absolutely exceptional. So we're going to keep doing that all the way till we get to this gap fill here at 23.93. So Palantir is not done. Just curious, what levels do SPY have to break for the bull market to end? You would need a 20% fall from this level. So if we did the percentage calculator, we'll call it for what it is, 457.79. 457.79, that's 98 points. 457, got to get the old trusty calculator. 457.79 minus 159 points. You got to get to 298. So if you're looking for, no, that's wrong. Let's see, 20% of, okay, 457.79, that was wrong. 91. We need to get to 366. Really? 20% is 366? So 20% of 457, which would be a drop from here, is 91 points. So again, 91 points. So 457.79 minus 91.55, which is the number, is 366.24. So I want to make sure I had that right. 366.24 gets you to around, back to October 2022. Safe to say that's not going to happen. I think I can confident to say that. That is not going to happen. Sorry. You'll get 20% pullback when you're higher. I'll give you that, but not here. No way. Worst case scenario, in my opinion, right when you get to 479.98, that's where you're going to get some sells. That's where everyone who made up the losses of 2022 are just going to get out. The only problem is that for the bears is that this is where they may sell and get out, meaning they're shorts, and just say, forget the bloodbath, I'm done. A big level to look at is March 29th. Those are the March highs. Again, if we can break above that, then you really have clear skies to 479.98. I mean, not much more you can say on that. It's just really the time. We're going to get to all-time highs, guys. The question is when. Is it going to be this year? I think so. Is it going to be next year? Probably. The year after? I mean, that's really all we're saying to ourselves is really when. I mean, we can make predictions all day, but it's really the time. The time is the key. And I think we're on the right path here. Let's see if we get above 46.23 on ES today. Let's see if we get above 15.9 on NASDAQ. Again, I don't expect the world today, guys. It's a new month. We do have ISM manufacturing PMI in about 40 minutes. The dollar is kind of pushing higher. Oil's bouncing a little bit. So again, don't get too excited on today's action. Yesterday was pretty choppy, other than the individual names. So we'll see what we get moving forward, guys. All right, have a great rest of your day. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the next morning note. Thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your morning.